What up, guys? My name is Kong, and today I'm gonna be talking about Godzilla versus King Kong. This is probably the biggest, highly anticipated movie of the year. I would say, at least for me. I watched this movie on HBO Max, and boy, did I'm glad I watched this movie. Let's talk about what I did like about this movie. It's the action, guys. The action. I love the actions on the boat, or I would say the carrier. I would say the carrier and cargo ship that on in the on the ocean. I thought that fight was really epic, really just great. And then the second fight would be the when they I would say fight, but a small fight when Kong went into the on the hollow earth. He fight the flying snake. I thought that was really interesting. And then he fought. And then King Kong versus Godzilla. Godzilla versus King Kong in Hong Kong. Thought that fight was really very dynamic, very animalistic. Not animalistic, but more dynamic, more big, more like heavyweight boxing, if you can tell. Like, it's very it may seem slow, but it's very, the punches and the throws are very deliberate. You know, you can feel the weight behind it. What else? The fight between Mega Godzilla, it was great. It was just amazing. You know, Godzilla got he got kicked his butt. He got his ass whooped by Mega Godzilla. I can just say that. It's just this movie, the action is like it's sugar rush from my eyes. That's what I call it, sugar rush from my eyes. I just love the action in this movie. It's so good. The CGIs are really good in this movie. King Kong looked good, Godzilla looked good. Mega Godzilla looked good. Even the Night City looked good. It's they know where to spend the money. Is King Kong, Godzilla, and the set, CGI. That's what made this movie so good. You know, because it's the CGI. You're going out to watch for Kong and Godzilla. The fight, I would say. I want to say the fight of the century, because King Kong and Godzilla has fought in past movies, but this is more modern, more, I guess, a modern interpretation. I like it a lot. The action here are just it's good. It's really good. It's I would say on par, slightly on par with maybe a little bit. The action is slightly better. It's just good. I'm not gonna compare it to other movies because it's not about that. It's about this movie. So what I talk about, I don't like about this movie. There's a lot of things I don't like about this movie. The script here is weak. It's not good. It doesn't feel rushed. It feels like it was done on the go. You can tell it just doesn't feel authentic. Doesn't feel real. They don't really. And the character. Let me talk about the character. Okay, dumb down with the script. The character, the villain's daughter. She had no sense of being here. Okay, like, why bring her along? There's no point. Okay, should cut her out. And then the second thing is it Jason or Johnson? Can't remember. The sidekick for Maddie. He does nothing other than just talk. Can hit a keyboard. I think he's useless. He doesn't help the story. Okay. He just doesn't belong in this movie. What else? The Japanese guy who is sort of entranced with the skull. He has no role at all. I mean, it's a waste of his time, this actor's time. He does nothing other than a few lines, and then he's out of the picture. You know, terrible use of characters. What else? The African American guy who is, I would say, a sort of a conspiracy theorist. He talk about Godzilla and all that sort of stuff. So he doesn't really quite have the story either. So what I'm saying, guys, is none of these characters really are well developed. I feel like there is no treatment for these characters. You don't see where they come from, who they are, how they dress, how they talk. So all of these characters feel superficial on the surface, except for only two characters: the little girl who's deaf, and then I guess her foster mother, the person who's taking care, who adopted her. Those are the only two people that I felt were really important for this movie. And I would say maybe Maddie. I'd say Maddie, and then the African American guy. I think if they would have just followed those four people, then it would have been much more of a journey. We followed them more. There'd be more time for Godzilla and Kong. That would have been better. That's just me. And what else? They did not talk a lot about the history of Godzilla, the history of Kong, the history of the Howlers. A lot of it just that the script does nothing. For us, the audience, doesn't give us information, doesn't build the lore of the MonsterVerse. It doesn't do that here. So the writing here is just horrible, just pathetic. Just pathetic. It's just trash. It just doesn't do it. Yes, I understand. I go to watch for an action movie. Yes, but still give us some history, whether that's in painting, whether that's in animation, some sort. Give us some sort of. It doesn't have to be clear. It can be a little bit vague. Kind of like Skull Island. It can be a little vague. Not everything has to be explained, but at least give us something. And this movie doesn't do that. That's kind of the downfall of this movie, is the characters and the story. The characters, the story, not the story, the characters and the writing, and story, character, and the script just wasn't strong in this movies. It just didn't do it. So guys, what was the rating I give this movie? I give it a 7 out of 10, guys. I really enjoyed this movie. On the action level, this is really, my 7 is like, if I were to be a critic, like when I'm comparing like Oscar winning movie, this is like a 9 in terms of like judging movie on that level. But this is an action movie, and I judge things a little different accordingly to a certain genre. But for this action movie, it's a 7. It's really, really, really entertaining, really fun, and it just, like I said, a sugar rush for my eye. It's a good action movie. You should watch it because it's Warner Brothers. Is it Warner Brothers or Legendary? Is it Legendary or Warner Brothers released this kind of movie during pandemic? It's like, what other studio would do this? You don't see a lot of studio that give us this kind of movies. So just be thankful that we're getting this and we're watching it at home or at the theater if you have reserved. So anyway, guys, please like, thumbs up, share, subscribe, and browse to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of content for you guys to check out. Please do so. There's a lot on there. All right, take care, guys. Bye bye.